manipulating us through misinformation, through fear, through surveillance, and they want the microchip in there, the food and the drink that imbalance the receiver-transmitter of the human body computer, just as the microchips are desired to be implanted in humans to externally manipulate their vibrational state, therefore what they can tune to. What they're trying to do, it seems as if they're looking for total control, and on one level, yes, I guess they are, but the real reason we're seeing all this being thrown at us now so fast is they're panicking like heck because they're trying to keep people in a vibrational state that will hold them in the moon matrix and will stop them taking the truth vibrations route out of this situation that we're facing. So they are trying to hold people more, as the truth vibrations express themselves. Obviously, they've got to do more to stop people accessing that and being affected and influenced and awakened by it. And so they're throwing all this external and technological stuff at us to try to hold us in this fake reality when the truth vibrations are offering the route out of it. And that is a major reason, I would say, for HAARP. There are many things that HAARP is being used for. It's being used to create earthquakes. It's being used to create volcanoes. It's being used for many things. But one of the things it's being used for is to affect externally and technologically the vibrational state of the energy field that we're living in. Because, you know, if you can control the energy field that we live in, then you can massively influence and control human perception. You know, as I've said many times before, how do you affect all the fish at the same time? You affect the sea. That's how you do it. And they are doing it through the energy sea, which is basically the magnetic field that we live in and exist in. They're constantly manipulating that. That's why they're manipulating the ley line system of the Earth's magnetic energy grid by putting things like nuclear power stations on major vortex points on that grid. Why they put standing stone circles and pyramids in certain ways in the ancient world. It's to manipulate and suppress that grid because that affects human awareness by suppressing that the amount of awareness that is available to us. So once you get your jigsaw pieces in place so that you've got the structure in which they do it and what they're trying to do, it completely starts to pull in to one jigsaw puzzle, one massive connected dots, all these various elements and subjects that people are now researching. Everything from food additives to HAARP to microchips, to the Orwellian surveillance and the police state. It's all part of what I've been talking about today.
Absolutely. I mean, you explained that beautifully, David, and that makes perfect sense. Getting into the Illuminati and what we possibly might expect in the future. Now, I myself have been going through, I mean, we go through all sorts of information like that here at the Intel Hub. Lately, we've been going through these NLE 10 documents, National Level Exercise 10. I've been going through nuclear preparedness documents and all sorts of stuff. And what I've been noticing, the general trend within the documents and through the FEMA community and Department of Homeland Security, etc., is that they are talking about what's called INDs, improvised nuclear devices. And I'm just sitting here thinking, you know, what's going to be the next part of their plan to try and totally bring us into control? Do you have any outlook on what we might be expecting in the near future?
Well, again, this fits into what we've been talking about so far, because if you are in a state of harmony and the world is in a state of harmony, then you have the ability to quite easily open yourself up to these higher levels of awareness that are pouring into this reality now. So they don't want us in a state of harmony. They want us in a state of total fear, terror. They want a state of chaos so that we are so focused on survival or the perception of survival and the need to survive financially, in terms of food, in terms of physical survival with wars and terror and all this stuff, that is our focus. And there's that line which is so true, flows where attention goes. And so they want our attention on these low vibrational states of emotion through the chaos and the trauma that they are planning to unleash, and indeed are unleashing, because it's about holding us in a low vibrational state, which is why it's so important when we begin to understand this, that we observe what's going on in the world. We do what we believe is necessary to make a contribution to what is necessary to be done, but we don't get emotionally attached to it. Because if we do, we get pulled in vibrationally, and that's what they want. It's not about being cold. Absolutely not. I've done what I've done in the last 20 years because I'm so disgusted with what's going on in the world and how people are treated, not least children. But it's about, it's a version of don't get mad, get even. And it's not about getting even. It's not about retribution. But you know what I mean by the thought of that. Don't get mad. Do what is bloody necessary. Don't get emotionally caught in fear and all the rest of it. Just do what is calmly, do what is necessary to sort it out. And what that is for us in vast numbers to stop cooperating with our own enslavement, because they want to cull the human population. They want to cull it massively in the period coming up now. Why do they want to do that? Because they, in number, are a fraction of human numbers. They can only manipulate humanity in the vast numbers that we are compared with the manipulators if they can get significant numbers of the manipulated to be middlemen and women for the manipulators, i.e. men in dark suits, men in uniform, administrators and what have you. And if they can get the majority of the population to acquiesce to authority, which is the few. And if we acquiesce to authority, well, it's the law, mate, so we better obey it. Well, okay, well, let me just take you through a scenario, okay? I'm going to change the law because I control the bloody Congress and the Capitol Hill and the Houses of Parliament, and I'm going to make it a law that I can take your children away whenever I like. And we're very close to that because it's happening. If you follow the stories on my website and many other websites about the way the state is stealing children from parents, from good parents, genuine parents, for the spurious reasons. So I'm going to change the law. I'm going to make it legal for any of people from the government, social services, to come and take your children away whenever we like. Okay? Are you going to obey that law when they come to take the children?
Not.
No. So then I say to these people, so there is a line then that where you won't obey the law just because it's the law. So what we need to do is move that bloody line a bit further along and stop acquiescing with anything that is about the enslavement of humanity and about taking our basic freedoms away and dictating to us in a fascist way. Because in the great poem by Shelley that I quote in the book, and I actually had come to the title of the book and the cover of the book before I actually came across this poem, and it was so magnificent. And the last four lines say, "Rise like lions after slumber in unvanquishable number. Shake your chains to earth like dew, which in sleep had fallen on you." 5 lines. And this is the last one. Ye are many, they are few. And that's the whole point. And that's why they want this cull of the human population for the next stage that they're planning. It's because they cannot cope with the numbers. And all we have to do, we don't have to fight them. We don't want to fight them. Fighting is about the last cycle that we're coming out of. We don't need to do that. We need to stop cooperating en masse with the control system, and the control system must fall because it's our acquiescence that's holding it together. And the great thing is